Looking back, just a phenomenal win to be able to sweep a team like Utah State. Just talented, well coached, a lot of substance to their team. So our guys just found a way to get it done. It's hard to beat a team twice, especially a team like that who had been playing such great basketball. So we turned the page. We watched some film yesterday, put some guys through workouts that didn't play a lot, and hope to have a really good practice. Head to Boise tonight. Obviously, a very, very tough game, and a huge challenge and a huge opportunity.
Start off with sort of the injury updates. Can you tell us if Stoff is going to play, and can you tell us anything on CJ?
Both day to day. We'll see CJ today, see how he's feeling, go from there. Stoff, same thing. Neither one did a whole lot yesterday, but that's not it. We'll see today.
So Stoff hasn't changed really, but just to make sure we're reporting it right. On
Oh,
CJ,
good.
Is it
Good. Yeah, great.
I'm trying to get it right.
Yeah. Why change?
What is CJ's injury? Is it concussion protocol? Is it like what? How should we describe what happened to him?
I don't know what all the rules and regulations and everything are. I would just say he's day to day. I think it was pretty obvious. He took a shot during the game whenever that kid hit him in the head. So is it officially concussion protocol? I don't really know. So we'll just kind of see today.
Boise State's a team that when they've looked good, they've looked really good. They've had some blowouts. They've also had some games where they just didn't look very good. But that's sort of par for the course this year for the Mountain West. Is that a sign of the transfer portal era and all this stuff where a lot of these teams can look really good, like an NCAA tournament team one game, and then just the very next game kind of really struggle? And I'm curious about the up and down of some of the top teams in this league.
I can't. I think the top of the league is pretty darn good. So I don't know. I mean, Boise's right there. Sustaining success is going to become increasingly challenging for everybody as it pertains to transfer portal, NIL, just trying to wrap our arms around all of it. So can't really specify one team. I mean, Boise State have been playing great. They lost at San Diego State. Didn't shoot the ball great. But before that, they had been on a run. So I'm sure in their mind, they're trying to get some momentum going into the conference tournament, some quality wins, and put themselves back in that tournament picture and conference tournament and beyond. So I can't speak on. I think the top of our league's been pretty consistently good.
All right, then I'll ask the question you get asked a lot during 115 and 16 and all that. You guys did put some distance between yourself and the pack with that win Sunday, and I kind of asked this on Sunday, but I'm going to ask it again. Are the guys still looking at the Boise State game the same way they would any other game, even with some injuries maybe? Is there any different approach to this game?
No, there hasn't been a different approach to Nicholls State. There hasn't been a different approach to UCLA, USC, Arizona State. None of it has changed with us. They're all important. They all mean something in a different way, good, bad, or whatever. We put a little distance, but it's not that much. You know what I mean? It's not like it's a 5-game lead by any means. It's only 2 games. So we want to continue to build off of all of it. So guys have been, their approach has been very good. They've been locked in. But, the goal for me as a head coach is to be incredibly consistent on a daily basis and not treat any game differently. And I don't brag about myself a lot, but I think I've been able to do that.
Building on that momentum and going into this matchup, just talk about the matchup itself, and just I think Boise State's only had 1 loss at home this year. Talk about that challenge.
Yeah, team that was picked to win the league. Cardenas is one of the best point guards in the league. Degenhardt has been good in this league for a long time. Got a lot of respect for him. They've got some nice complementary pieces. They're big. They're strong. They defend. Tough place to play. Like I said, I mean, they're going to look at this game as getting them back into the picture, and so we've got to be tough on the road. I mean, we played great versus them the first time. I mean, it was the best half of the year by far, but we know it'll be a totally different game second time around.
Yeah, and then just attacking Degenhardt. I think he had 14 last time out, and then Cardenas only had 6. I mean, are you going to kind of let him go off and then just really focus? Like, what's the game plan on that?
Definitely not going to tell the guys to let him go off. We're not going to do that. We're gonna hope and pray nobody goes off. Cardenas is really like his game a lot. Liked his game at San Jose. Just ball screen kind of wizard, really good there. Degenhart is another guy I've had so much respect for. So yeah, I mean those guys are very, very important. So we'll do our very best to make it difficult on them, but we know that'll be hard.
You mentioned creating a little bit of distance at the top of the league. What do you see as your team's biggest strength right now?
I think we're all pulling in the right direction, and winning does that. We've won 8 in a row, 15-16. So the buy-in is really good right now, but we've still got a lot of obstacles and challenges in front of us. Boise's a place that's always very hard to play and very well coached program, tough, physical. So they're going to make us earn it. So, I think everybody's feeling good, but we got a little adversity right now, too. Like, who knows if Mustafa plays? Who knows if CJ plays? Those are key pieces. That's why that Utah State game was so huge, to be able to find a way to get that win with, I look at CJ as a 6th starter, so essentially 2 starters out. So hopefully we can, as time progresses, get a full complement of players. But, yeah, I just think the attitude and buy-in's been really good so far.
Coach, you mentioned that 15 of 16 strength in numbers. It seems like every game somebody else gets it done. It was Jovan last Wednesday against Wyoming, True on Sunday. The development of Jovan and Philip Borovic, and you mentioned last year you wanted to get taller. You did. Can you comment a little bit about where New Mexico, they're playing very well right now. You do have some adversity that happens during the season, but can you comment about the way you're playing? Because New Mexico's playing some really good basketball right now.
Yeah, I think our defense has been terrific, since you've seen all these a million different stats, but our defense has been really, really good, and that helps you win on the road. Rebounding has been good. The offense continues to improve. The guys off the bench, I think, are really getting meaningful minutes, and it's helping them give confidence, whether it's Jovan versus Wyoming, big 3. You look at True Washington. You don't want Donovan and Nelly are great. I love them both. You don't want just 2 guys being the main focal point. You need those other guys to do it. And True obviously stepped up in a huge way. And, that's the goal. I think as a freshman, he had a nice year. Sophomore year, he's trending in a good direction, right? Retention, we were having a meeting about that today, just about figuring out the future for these guys and so on, because it's so crazy, but we got to start thinking about it a little bit. But, you're able to retain those key guys, and they come back and they get better and better. So love the way True's been playing. Braden came off the bench, gave us good minutes. So when you're dealing with injuries, guys have got to step up. And obviously, anytime you win 8 in a row in conference, you're playing good basketball.
It was a nice honor for True, and I know the Player of the Week stuff doesn't really mean a lot to you. You always mention that, but the fact is, Drake Allen got off to a hot start last game, which seemed to ignite a fire under him because Drake didn't really hurt you much after that. Is he underrated as a defensive player?
I don't know where you got him rated at, so that's hard for me to say. I would just say I think he's got all the tools to be a really good defender. He's got long arms. He's willing to kind of guard 1s, 2s, 3s. If we switched 1 through 4, he could guard a 4 because he's tough and physical. He helped us get that win, and it was great. But, I love when guys get recognition. Nelly's gotten some, Donovan's gotten some, True's gotten some. But for me, those aren't our goals. Player of the Weeks are not our goals. Now, if you win, you're probably going to get honored. So it is good to show them, if you want that recognition, the way to do it is to win. And, that goes hand in hand. So I think True, I've always told him the goal should be to be an all defensive player. I think the offense is starting to catch up. You're seeing offense being created from his defense. So he willed us to victory that game for sure.
And top 25 came out yesterday. Guy's not in it, which is not a big deal. I know it's strictly cosmetic, but do you think maybe this team doesn't get the recognition?
Don't care one bit. Do not care. That's not on the list of goals. I know it's. I think it's different. I think when you get ranked early, maybe it brings a little awareness to your program. But I think we're getting enough attention right now So that's not one of our big goals. We're close. Well, what does it matter if you're 24, 25, 26? We're right there. We understand what our metrics are.
And then last thing, you're going to probably two of the tougher venues in this conference. Is there one place that really just stands out where you think, man, this is a huge obstacle because of the fans, the environment, maybe the way a team plays at home?
Everybody plays better at home, and in this league, there's a variety of different environments that are unique. I think Utah State is certainly shown to be one of the hardest venues because of their student section. I would say Viejas, just the consistent success that they've had of being really, really good. So that standard is terrific. I think Boise State has done a phenomenal job. Certainly Coach Rice has done that of just building a rock-solid program at a traditional football school that's getting the buy-in from a basketball standpoint. But then at Air Force is unique. At Wyoming is unique. Fresno, San Jose in different ways. So none of them, at UNLV, none of them are easy. Colorado State. So I don't really make even when we played at Utah State, they were camping out. It was a big, big deal. I didn't talk a whole lot about it. And I'll do the same for Boise.
Coach, you feel you match up well against the Broncos, and will you take a page out of the Aztecs playbook? Of course, they focused defensively on Cardenas, and how do you neutralize Degenhart?
Yeah, I mean, you got to do your very best to make him play in a crowd. They do some good things with Degenhart. He can make a three. He can drive the ball. They isolate him. So without telling Boise what we're going to do, we just want to make it difficult on them, and I'm assuming they want to do the same for us.
Just want to do one more on True in his offense, and I know he's a defense-first kind of guy. He has been playing pretty well offensively, and I'm curious if there's any change that you have had to. I don't think you're drawing out too many plays for him, but is there any change that you guys have had, or is this all just him maybe approaching it differently offensively?
Well, we've certainly talked about Donovan off of ball screens. If they're going to converge on him, guys got to make shots. You're seeing a lot of that. I think with Utah State, we worked a lot on those wing threes because we overloaded the corner and they had to make a decision. So we prepared a lot for that, and True was ready for that moment. What I think you saw a lot of was not all Donovan last game, which we did prepare for coming off of ball screens because they were in their zone. And sometimes if you give Donovan too much usage, it tires him out. Plus, I'm playing him a lot right now. So it was definitely a concerted effort to get him and Phillip in some more ball screens. CJ would have. He didn't play, obviously, towards most of the game after he got hurt. But moving forward, we always want to have balance. I think his shot selection, he's the one that can get a little bit off at times, and I think he's really learned from it. He's done a great job on the break. He threw one to Phillip, patience. So he's just growing right in front of our eyes.
And is he able to run the point a little bit if that triple team in or something on Tommy?
Yeah, we've looked at it. I mean, I still like Kate a lot, but if need be, we try to keep it moderately simple so that we can be as versatile as we can be, especially as teams get bigger, like at Boise.
Coach, I know you still got ways to go, big moments that are coming up, but how have you liked the way your team has handled the big moments so far? I mean, being down at the half, coming back, back-to-back games where you guys had to come back. How much have you liked their ability to not let the moment get too big and go out and get and finish?
Yeah, I mean, when you're 22-4 and you're 14-1, you're pretty happy. There's a million different ways to look at every single game. Oh, you started fast, you finished slow. Oh, you started slow, you finished fast. We've had some great second halves. And, I understand the storyline, but guys, we're winning the games. That's really all that matters. So we're finding a bunch of different ways to win, which is great. But as I continue to harp on, the race isn't over, and these games right now are going to get more and more meaningful. So I am proud of, there's a lot of pressure on all of these teams right now. Only 19% make the NCAA tournament in college basketball. It's an awesome tournament. We love it. Everybody loves it. You want to be a part of it. Only 19% get in there. And So we've got 5 more games to strengthen our position. We've got 5 more games to compete for a league title. So far I've loved it, but you never know what you're going to get every day.
And then final one for me, I saw your tweet. Does your dad really get that intense when he didn't make your bed?
I thought that was a well-crafted tweet by me. I worked hard at that one. I needed silence to come up with that when my kids were bothering me, but that took a while, and I thought I nailed it. I'm proud of myself there. That's about every halftime, and it's a cool, unique look at. I know for Lobo fans who want to watch, they had mic'd. I don't think they mic'd me up during the game, but they came to our practice before the St. John's game, and there's some access there too. So I think it's tonight. I don't know what time, but that's a good, unique look at it. But that's a true depiction of what it's like. You're just kind of hanging on for dear life half the time in those locker rooms. You try not to get in this vision if you're an assistant coach.
I know you mentioned the rankings don't matter to you. Is that all-encompassing and that it's something you don't speak about, or is it something that you do use as a motivator for the team?
Now, that just stuff doesn't motivate me. It just, I don't know if I've just been doing it long enough. Like, I just know it doesn't really matter. I think we get enough attention. Like, we got over 15,000 people last game. Like, I get enough attention. So, I don't need that part of it. I also know, doesn't win you a conference championship, it doesn't put you in the NCAA tournament. I just think it's changed a little bit. I like it. It's good fodder for everybody to talk about college basketball, which I think is great. But there has never been a time where a selection committee has ever mentioned top 25. So, and now with new advanced analytics, whether it's Ken Palm, Torvik, all of these things, it's just it's a little more irrelevant. So, it brings great, every Monday. It's great to talk about college basketball, but to me, it's kind of irrelevant.
Like my coach said, we want to be the Mountain West champion. So the mindset is all about winning at this point, because we already put ourselves in the big stage right now. So we just gotta continue going.
We've talked to some of your teammates all year and other coaches, and people see it. When you're defending really well and you're rebounding and you're blocking shots at the back, it makes defensively everything a little easier for everyone else, right? Because they know you're back there to help things. I'm curious from your standpoint, how does it help you when Donnie's blocking some shots and stealing some balls, but like True is one of the best on-ball defenders that this league's had in a few years probably. How much does it help you when those guards out on the perimeter are doing that?
Trust me, that make the game really easy for me. Like the last game, like True was getting a lot of steals and Tani was blocking a lot of shots. I was just chilling, like watching them do the thing, Yeah. So that really helped me a lot.
Yeah, I think Donnie had more blocks than you had.
Yeah, sure. I think I had 1 block, I think.
So back-to-back wins, both close games, had to come back. It seems like you guys been in some big situations this year, big game down the stretch. Just talk about your guys' confidence that you guys continue to have, even if you are trailing, and you go on and finish those games. Like, do you feel like you guys are ever out of it? You know what I'm saying? Just talk about your confidence in those situations.
I feel like most of our guys, like True, Donnie, even staff, and we were here last year, so we feel like we're supposed to win the Mountain West Championship last year. So every game, like if you look at last year's games, we top. Sometimes we lose and stuff. So when you look at all those games last year, then we don't want to repeat the same thing. We have that mindset we want to win this championship. We want to win every single game as much as possible. And even the San Jose game, we're not supposed to even lose that one. It just happened, so, yeah.
When you beat Boise State here the first time, UNM went on a huge run in the first half. One of the best runs I've seen in Lobo basketball in a long time. The defensive coverages, they didn't get a lot of easy post catches, I thought. There are not a lot of weak side help. Do you anticipate some different defensive coverages tomorrow?
Yeah, I feel like they're probably going to double me tomorrow, so it just the rest of the guys just have to be ready to shoot 3-point shot whenever they double me and stuff. So I'm ready for whoever. I'm just trying to win championship, honestly.
Obviously, you guys have had a lot of success. The record speaks for itself. But what do you see as this team's biggest strength right now?
Our biggest strength right now is defending, man. Honestly, it's never offense. Our biggest strength right now is defending. True, and Donovan, oh my God, yeah, he's defending for sure.
Coach has mentioned that the rankings don't mean anything to him, but I'm curious from a team perspective, when you see that you guys have been playing well and you're still not in the top 25, is it something that you talk about? Is it something that motivates you?
Honestly, my honest opinion is that I don't want to be ranked, because whenever you get ranked, you get relaxed and stuff, and just like feel like the ranking is going to win you the game, but no. And I want to get ranked like towards the end of the season, so I can go into the tournament being ranked. That would be like perfect. I don't really care about ranking right now, honestly.
You're getting towards the end of your college career, 5 years in this game. Is there any moment that kind of jumps out at you that you're especially proud of, whether it was Iona or here?
Yeah, I feel like one thing I'm proud of is going like to the NCAA tournament 3 times, and this one is going to be my 4th time. I feel like, so I'm really proud of that. Like, yeah, I'll tell my kids about NCAA tournament. And one thing I look forward to is like winning a game in the NCAA tournament when I get there.
You know, you've been through a lot, transferring from Iona to here, and then the whole thing with your visa.
Yeah, this is crazy, man. I've been through like so many difficult times and stuff. Difficult time make you like, stronger at everything.
Yeah, and then last year, I know you got here right at the start of the season. You were probably not in the best game condition, but this year you honestly look like a different player. You look like you're in amazing shape.
Yeah, you can tell because last year I didn't get to work out or summer workout or anything. I just came from playing then games. That really affect my my mental health and stuff. So I just try. And this year is like a lot different. Like I get to play with the team. Donovan pass. Even last year, Donovan was passing me the ball and the ball was hitting me in my face. And there's a good passer like that, so I did get to play with him. But this year, I'm always ready for his pass and stuff. So
You seem very motivated to finish strong at this point. I mean, you do look stronger in the post. I've asked you this question before. You're from Nigeria. Does your family get to enjoy your success, being able to watch you? What motivates you right now?
what actually motivates me the most is when I first started basketball. There's one guy, one of my coach friends was like, come on, this guy can play basketball, send him back home and stuff. So after I heard that, then from there on, I just like, I'll prove that, yeah, I can really play basketball and stuff. So that I really have that back on my mind every time I step on the court, like, yeah.
Time for one more.
You think that guy.
I thank him, yeah.
Video on social media yesterday that your coach now, Pitino, responded to in a pretty funny way. But did you see the video of Rick Pitino and the documentary that he has coming out, and he's yelling at his team at halftime at St. John's? Did you see that on social media?
No, I didn't see it. I believe the video, honestly.
You don't even see it?
I didn't see it, but I believe. I believe he's yelling at his team.
Well, that's what I was going to ask. Is like, I mean, was it? You remember some of those halftime?
Oh yeah, 100%. I remember. Yeah, I remember.
And Richard is not that way?
Not at all. Richard is more calm, and he's a great coach.